Thank you, Commissioners. The next witness is Captain Barry James Kruger. And can I just say, Chair, that the housekeeping of the labeling of the annexures has been rectified over the lunch adjournment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. The witness has decided to be swear in.
Thank you, thank you. Good afternoon, Captain. Please state your names for the record. Thank you. Do you swear that... let's start all over. Good afternoon, Captain Kruger.
Afternoon, Commissioner.
Yes. Please state your full names for the record.
It's Barry James Kruger, your Commissioner.
Do you swear that the evidence you are going to give is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? If so, please raise your right hand and say, "So help me God."
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. Captain Kruger, in front of you, you should have a file, and it's got a section that says a label 3. If you can go to that section, and if I could ask you to go to page 10 of that bundle and confirm that the signature on page 10 is your signature.
It's my signature, Commissioner.
And then can you confirm that the statement, the witness statement that appears on page 1 to 10 is your witness statement prepared for the evidence that you're going to give today?
I confirm, Commissioner.
And do you confirm the contents thereof to be true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Okay. Now, Captain, can we start on page 1 of your statement? You will see that there are annexures to your statement as well, before I get to your statement, and they are marked BK1 to 5. Do you see that?
I do, Commissioner.
Thank you. Now, if we can go to your statement at page 1, in paragraphs 1 and 2, you introduce yourself and you set out your employment history with the South African Police Services. Can you just give us a brief rundown of your service history?
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, I've got 32 years service running, Commissioner, and I was working at the Ekurhuleni Flying Squad and Tactical Task Team before I took a transfer to where I am now by the DPCI Hawks Toms section, Your Worship, Your Commissioner, sorry. I was transferred to the Hawks last year, April 2024, where we do priority crimes, J50s, escorting of high-profile suspects, and I am also a hostage negotiator for the police. Thank you, Commissioner.
And your rank is captain. When did you become a captain?
I became captain at the Hawks in 2024, the 1st of December 2024, Commissioner.
And who do you report to, and who did you report to in December 2024?
I report direct to my section head, Brigadier Makwena, Commissioner.
Do you still report to him today?
Yes, Commissioner.
Now, at paragraph 3 of your statement, you start with the events that transpired on the 6th of December 2024. Can you just take us step by step with how you got involved in the events that transpired on that day?
Thank you, Commissioner. I was on duty the day in question, Commissioner. I was at that stage still living in the East Rand after I took the transfer, but because we had to go do an operation that evening in Northwest, I found it that we would stay in the Pretoria area. So Warrant Officer Nkosi would collect us with a better vehicle and take us to the place, the destination. We were supposed to do the briefing and that night and have our operation. At that stage, Constable de Gouveia and myself were driving a Ford Focus, but it was not affixed with blue lights or sirens, Commissioner.
And who is Constable de Gouveia?
He's also a member from the TOMS, Commissioner.
And around about what time was it that you found yourself in Pretoria?
It was just about before 4 o'clock, 1600 hours, Commissioner. Thank you.
And you say Warrant Officer Nkosi was going to assist you. Who is he?
Warrant Officer Nkosi is also from our team, and he was driving a bakkie that is of the team bakkie that we would have all three climbed in this bakkie and done the operation at night, Commissioner.
Okay, you may proceed. What happened then?
Okay, I then got a phone call from my Brigadier Mokoena, informing me that I had to go to an address I did not know, 137 Empire Place in Sandhurst in Johannesburg, Commissioner, and to verify if there was a legitimate police operation underway there, as people were saying that they are from the Hawks and it was not our team involved there. Yes, Commissioner.
And when did you say you received this call? Around about what time? We're now at paragraph 3 and 4 of your statement.
Yes, it was around 1600 hours, yes, Commissioner.
And when Brigadier Mokoena asked you to go to the address, what was your response to him?
I informed him that I'm just far away because I was in Pretoria North as we were going to go do an operation later, and that my vehicle that I'm driving at the moment did not have blue lights or sirens, and that the tires were not properly roadworthy, Commissioner.
Did you mention to him that you were in Pretoria North?
According to my recollection, yes, I did, Commissioner.
And when you say that the tires were in a bad condition, what do you mean and why is that relevant?
We're waiting for new tires for the vehicle, the said vehicle, and the tires were getting smooth, and because of the traffic, it was a Friday afternoon peak traffic, and then we would have been delayed if we had jumped to get to Sandhurst from Pretoria. Yes, Commissioner.
And what was Brigadier Mokwena's response to what you had told him?
Brigadier Mokoena then just said to me, I must go immediately and verify if this is a legal, legitimate police operation. Yes, Commissioner.
And then at paragraph 5 of your statement on page 2, you mention a WhatsApp message. Can you tell us about that?
That is correct, Commissioner. Yes, Brigadier Mokoena then private messaged me that it was at 137 Empire Place, Sandhurst. And then also a screenshot of a vehicle, a black Audi. And also a message to say there is also a black BMW X5 at the premises.
Thank you. Can we go to a BK1, page 1? Can you confirm that this is the WhatsApp message that you received from Brigadier Mokoena?
I confirm, Commissioner.
Can you tell the commissioners why his name is reflected as Brig Glenkie?
That's how I saved it on my phone. We all name as Brigadier Glenkie. Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you.
And I noticed that just below the address that the Brigadier sent to you, 137 Empire Place, Sandhurst, there's that blue picture, I'll call it like that. It looks like it has not been downloaded fully. It has 46 KB. And you have referred to a vehicle. You said there was a vehicle. Is that what you were referring to?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Once downloaded is what's reflected there where it says 46 KB. What appears at page 2?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Then while we're still on page 1 of BK1, you said that he also sent a message saying also black X5.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Okay. And the downloaded motor vehicle information document, can you tell us what was that? What is it called?
We call it the MCD application, yes.
And what is it?
It's a motor vehicle circulation format that the police uses.
Okay.
Yes.
And you say the vehicle was what was the vehicle in respect of that MCD?
It was a black Audi, Commissioner.
Okay. And did Brigadier Mokoena tell you anything about these two vehicles that he had sent to you?
Only that they were at the scene, yes, Commissioner.
Did he tell you how he knew that they were at the scene?
No, Commissioner.
Then still on that page, there's a message in green that says copied a brig. Do you see it under?
That is correct.
Whose message is that?
It is my message to the Brigadier, Commissioner.
And what are you conveying in that message?
That I copy his message and I will act on it.
Okay.
Please use the language that we lay persons would understand. What do you mean copied?
I recognize his message and I will confirm and I'll get back to him. Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, can we go back to your statement then on page 2?
Yes.
We were at paragraph 6, so you received that information, you say, at 16:29, and then also the black X5
That is correct.
message. Okay. Then on page 3 of your statement, paragraph 7, what did you do after you received those messages?
After I received those messages, I quickly opened a WhatsApp group and added a few members on there that can assist the Commissioner.
What was the purpose of creating the WhatsApp group?
As I stated, I was very far away, and like I said, I used to stay in the East Rand, and some members stay in the West Rand of Johannesburg and East Rand, that I could get members. Maybe if I don't get there on time or quickly enough, they could also respond, Commissioner.
By East Rand, you mean the Egoruleni area?
That is correct. Yes, Commissioner.
West Rand. What area would that be?
In the West Rand, I would say the Krugersdorp, Randfontein areas. Yes, Commissioner, sorry. And Soweto.
Thank you, Chair. So if you can go to BK3. Are you there?
I'm there.
Do you confirm that this is the WhatsApp group that you created?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Okay. And you said that you created it because they, to add members that may be closer. Why did you have to create the WhatsApp group for members that may be closer?
That they could respond quickly to the request that we had. Yes, Commissioner.
And why was there a need to respond quickly to the call?
To confirm if it was a legit police operation at the time.
Were you told that it needed to be attended to urgently, or did you
Yes.
just take it upon yourself?
What I can recall is that the matter needed urgent response. Yes, Commissioner.
Was this something that was told to you by Brigadier Mokoena, or did you just assume that it was urgent?
Because Brigadier Mokoena he called me very often to hear how far I am and how far I am, so I could see the urgency of the matter, and that's why I added the other members. Yes, Commissioner.
And what is
The purpose?
what is the nearest police station to the Sandhurst.
I would think
address.
Sandton Police Station, Commissioner.
Did it not occur to you to call that police station for officers there to go verify?
It did not occur to me at the time, Commissioner, because it was stated that members are alleging that they are from DPCI, so I would think a DPCI member would go and confirm the legitimacy.
Had you been told that? Okay. So it was said they were saying they are DPCI.
That's why I was on the way to confirm that. I wasn't sure.
So you as a DPCI wanted to go check if they were indeed DPCI.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Are you suggesting that subs members would not have been able to do that?
I do not, Commissioner, but if I had to send someone else on my behalf, I would still have to go and verify for myself, because as I was the first person called, I would have to give back the proper feedback to my commander.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. Then, still at paragraph 7 on page 3, you have provided the Commission with the printout of your WhatsApp group chat, which is BK2, and the screenshots at BK3. Is that correct?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Do you recall when you downloaded the WhatsApp printout?
When I downloaded the WhatsApp printout was in last month, Commissioner.
And why did you do that?
I was consulted, and then I just showed the people who consulted me the proof I still have on my phone.
Was this people from the Commission?
That is correct.
Okay. And the screenshots you still had, the WhatsApp group was, the messages were still in that WhatsApp?
Although I deleted the group, I still have the WhatsApp chat group on my phone. Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you. Now, you say that you added members to the chat. Who did you add?
I added Warrant Officer Sabelo Nkosi. I added Constable De Gouveia. I added Captain Sinjani. I added Brigadier Mokoena. And later I added Chief George from the Gauteng Traffic Air Wing.
Okay.
Can you please give us the full name of King George?
Chief George.
Or Chief?
You have your witness statement?
I have it, yeah?
Do you see it there?
No, I don't.
What is,
The very last line.
yeah, what does your paragraph 9 start with?
My intention certainly was not to...
No, you've got the wrong statement. Your statement is at section 3.
Sorry.
Section 3, page 3, paragraph 9.
That is correct. Chief Provincial Inspector George Raftopoulos.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. But when you initially started the group, you hadn't added Chief George and Brigadier Mokoena.
No, not yet, Commissioner.
And still in paragraph 8 of your statement, you say that you forwarded messages to the group. Which messages did you forward?
The same messages Brigadier Mokoena had forwarded to me, Commissioner.
And those would be?
The address and the MCD of the vehicle in question, the Audi, and about the black X5, Commissioner.
If I could ask you to go to BK3, page 6. Are you there?
I am there.
Do you confirm that that is the messages that you had forwarded?
I
into
confirm,
the group?
Commissioner.
You can go back to your statement and then you can tell us what you did thereafter. After you forwarded the messages in the group.
Okay, I forwarded the messages.
At paragraph 8.
Paragraph 8, the members are added to also group. Yes, it's as I stated that I added Captain Senjane, Constable de Gouveia, Warrant Officer Nkosi. I forwarded the messages I received from Mokoena to the group. I also sent a message inquiring how far the members were from the given address, Commissioner. And another message stating that men are posing to be General Libya or from General posing as Hawks members on scene.
Can I ask you to go to BK3 again and on page 7?
Yes.
That's the screenshot of the WhatsApp message. Can you read the message after also Black X5?
How far members? At 16:30 and 16:31, there is a man posing as General Libya and other DPCI members on scene. And halo radios on.
Can you just explain those 3 messages to us?
The 3 explanation, how far members is asking the members on the group how far they are from the address given as stated. The second message, there is a man posing as General Libya and other DPCI members on scene would be that members are posing to be of the DPCI Hawks and to be General Libya. And the halo radios on is that our team works with 2-way radios, halo radios, and the request is so members would switch it on that we can communicate faster.
And the message that refers to General Libya, where did you get that information from?
I understood from Brigadier Mokoena that people were posing, or the phone call came to the General's attention, that people are saying they are from his office or that they are him.
And then we can see at paragraph, still at that page, it says you added Brig Clanky. Can you tell us what that is in reference to?
I added Brigadier Clanky to the WhatsApp group that we were on.
Why did you do that?
Also for information to flow much quicker, that if he updates or we update, that he can be notified very quickly.
And did you inform him beforehand that you would be adding him to the group?
I don't recall that I did.
And at this point, were you communicating with Brigadier Mokoena via phone, or was it phone and WhatsApps at that point?
After he sent the initial WhatsApps to me, it would have been maybe on the phone itself, direct phone call.
And how often from the time that he first called you, did he call you between the time that he first called you and you added him to the group? So it's a space of about half an hour.
I would say that more or less you'd phone me and get an update every 10 minutes, if I could say more or less.
And when he was calling for these updates every 10 minutes, what was he asking you specifically, if you can recall?
How far am I? How far out am I from the address, the given address? Yes, Commissioner.
Okay. Then at paragraph 9 of your statement on page 3, you deal with how you added Chief George to the group. Can you tell us?
Yes, that's correct. During one of the phone calls with Brigadier, he mentioned that why don't I hear by Chief George if they don't have anybody closer to the address that was given?
And can you tell us why Chief George would be an appropriate person to make that request to?
A lot of our operations, Chief George and his members would be in our operations with us, and he's a trusted member to the TOMS, him and his members.
Can I ask a question? Is he a member of the Hawks?
No, he's a member of the Gauteng Traffic Air Wing.
Yes, which leads to my real point. If you could get assistance from the Gauteng Traffic Department, why could you not get similar assistance from Rosebank Police Station, which is less than 5 kilometers away, and the Sandton Police Station, which is less than 5 kilometers away? Because this was not an operation. Your instruction was to go to Sandhurst to verify whether there was a legitimate police operation there. So why could you not get the police to, because you are an hour away in Pretoria North, your other team members are in Krugersdorp, Mkhale City, Friday afternoon, 4 p.m. peak traffic to get to Sandhurst. You have Rosebank there, you have Senton there. Why did you not ask them to do the same thing you are asking Chief George to do?
I understand your question, Commissioner. It's like I stated that we have a close relationship with Chief George and a trusted relationship with him and his members. And at that stage, I did not have Sandton Police Station's phone number on hand as we were trying to get through the traffic. And it was just much quicker to phone Chief George and to ask if he's got any members around the area that could check for us and wait for us to arrive to contain the scene, yes.
You say it's quicker to get the details of a black Audi and who owns it than to get the phone numbers of the Senton police station?
No, it's not. It's just that it was mentioned and that was just an option, Commissioner.
Because I don't understand if people are an hour away.
I understand
the police station less than 5 kilometers from where you're supposed to go. And the purpose of you going there is simply to verify whether it's the Hawks who are there. Why can't the police do it? That's the part I don't understand.
No, I understand the question. Yeah, just like all I can say is that because we trust, that there's a trust built between Chief George and his members and our team, Commissioner, that's what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Kumalo. Now, what assistance was Chief George going to give?
If he's from the air wing, but he does have members on ground. That was my question to him, if he's got any members around the area that can quicker respond than in the distance that we are far from. And Chief George let no, he doesn't have any ground members on the ground at the moment, but he does have a helicopter available.
And so was it your understanding that he was then going to deploy the helicopter?
That is correct, Commissioner.
And did he say that he would do so?
Yes, Commissioner.
Can we then go to page 8 of BK3? Can you just confirm here that you then add Chief George? And there's now again a message with the address with Chief George traffic. Why was that message sent? It seems like it was sent by you.
Yes, it is sent by me, Commissioner. I added Chief George and I resent him the address so that he knows, obviously for the helicopter, to give the information through.
Okay. And then just before that, if we can go to page 7, the page just before that, page 7, where you added Brigadier Mokoena.
Yes, Chief.
Can you tell us the messages that follow after you added Brigadier Mokoena? Who sent those messages to the group?
Those messages, after I added Brigadier Mokoena, was Brigadier Mokoena himself. The same message he sent me, he sent to the group, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Is that both the message in blue, the one that's not downloading, and the one that says also Black X5?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. So if we can go back to the following page where you had added Chief George and you sent the address. There's between 1636 and then 1642, he sends a message, chopper airborne. That's to confirm that he's now deployed the helicopter.
That's correct, Commissioner, yes.
Now, when he did this, where were you at this point?
Myself?
Yes, you and Constable de Gouveia.
I was still on the highway, I think it's the N1, approaching Johannesburg, Commissioner.
And how far would you say you were from the address at that point? in minutes?
In minutes, I'd say between 15 and 20 minutes away, Commissioner.
Okay, and then if we can go back to your statement at page 4. At paragraph 12, this is after Chief George has now deployed the helicopter. You refer to other attempts that you had made to get assistance from elsewhere. Can you deal with that, please?
Thank you, Commissioner. Yes, I have many groups on my phone where it is other police members or security companies, crime combating WhatsApp groups, that I did request that if anyone is in that area, they can private message me, please, urgently.
Why did you feel the need to do that when you've now already have the assistance of Chief George?
Just someone on the ground that can, like I said, contain the scene till I can arrive and confirm myself.
Maybe if you can just help us, Captain Kruger. You get a instruction from Brigadier Mokoena to simply verify whether the Hawks are executing an operation at this address. That is really the extent of the request or the instruction. You then get hold of Chief George, which you say was at the suggestion of Brigadier Mokoena, but you also then go into these other operational chat groups of yours to try and get assistance. Why was there such a need, an urgent need, for this to be attended to when it seemed like it was just a simple instruction to go and verify whether there was an operation or not?
It would come down to the urgency that Brigadier Mokoena would phone me very often to find out how far I was. And once again, like to say, I said the urgency, and for me to be able to get there myself to give proper feedback from a DPCI member to my commander.
So these attempts that you made was really informed by the pressure or the urgency expressed by Brigadier Mokoena for you to attend to the scene?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Captain, what did you anticipate or what did you expect you were going to find at this scene? Because in paragraph 12, with these messages where you're asking for assistance, it looks like, it reads like you're organizing quite widely, and you could have turned up with any number of people. And if you're sending out word like that and you're going to attract a lot of people, what did you anticipate is happening at the scene? What information did you have?
I understand the question. Thank you, Commissioner. You will never know on your way like that, and you're under pressure to get there and get all the answers that was required. But it could come anything down to because there's a lot of crimes happening where people say they are police, they open the gate, people get robbed, house robbery, then it's fake police. Or such, it would come down to people presuming to be police and not police, but using the police's name to extort money from somebody, or like I said, house robbery. So that was quite urgent, yes, Commissioner.
I guess what I'm trying to understand is you went to a scene, you had no idea what you're going to meet. You didn't know what number of people were there. You don't know whether they are armed. Aren't those basic questions that you would have asked or should have asked of Brigadier Mokoena when he instructed you to go there?
No, you're correct,
at least have an
Commissioner.
understanding of what scene are you going to be confronting.
You're correct, Commissioner, because you don't know how many people you will confront once you arrive, and is it criminals that you can have a shootout with, or so forth.
And he didn't provide you with any of that information
No,
other than these
Commissioner.
2 vehicles that you will find there.
Not to say 2 vehicles, but it was 2 that were identified at the time of the information given, yes. But you also don't know how many vehicles you would find on arrival or so.
Yes, I know you don't know. I'm asking a different question, that you basically went to a scene, you were driving towards a scene and you were mobilizing people, and you had no information other than there's an operation by people who are claiming to be DPCI.
That is
You didn't know
correct.
what you're going to meet there, what you're going to walk into.
That is correct, Commissioner, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. If we can stay on page 8 of BK3, there is a voice note, a 14-second voice note at 16:44. Can you tell us what that voice note was?
The voice note on that specific day and time, Commissioner, I was telling the members that it seems to be a legitimate police operation. The feedback that I got from one of the groups that I requested someone to private me urgently.
Now, this feedback that you got, you say it was from one of the operational groups. Can you just elaborate on that? What kind of group is it, and what members are in this group that you got this information from?
It's crime groups where people of security companies, police, the different traffic departments would be on, Commissioner. And the persons that's sent me a message, I just can't remember because after a while I started deleting of the many messages. The message came from one of the members who responded to my request on one of the groups.
And this would have been somebody from a private security company in that group,
That is correct, Commissioner.
who would presumably have been operating in the area near the house.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Okay.
It must have been people you trusted because you sought them out for assistance.
Yes, Commissioner.
Now you get the assistance you require, you get told that this is a legitimate police operation.
That is correct,
Do you
Commissioner.
not pause at that point and reflect?
I forwarded to the WhatsApp group in question, but like I say, to give proper feedback to my commander, I need still to arrive and confirm for myself who am I speaking to, a contact number or so forth, to give proper feedback, Commissioner.
But why do you still need a chopper airborne once you've been told by the security people you trust that the scene you are going to is a legitimate police operation?
I think the feedback came from both simultaneously or within a few minutes from each other, Commissioner.
Because it's only 2 minutes after Chief George told you that chopper airborne. I'm looking at paragraph 11 and 12 of your statement. At 16:42, Chief George says to you, chopper airborne. And then at 16:44, you get told that this is a legitimate police operation. So why do you not say to Chief George, you can back off now, I've been told that this is a legitimate police operation? Why do you still allow him to go to Sandhurst?
That would be Chief George's own decision, I think, also just to confirm and should we arrive the backup we need at the moment.
He was called by you. How can it be his own decision? He's there to assist you.
No, I understand the question. No, I didn't think to tell Chief George to stand down at that time because they were already airborne. And for them, it's just a minute or two to fly, and the backup would be there, Commissioner.
Do you have any idea how this other person, possibly from security companies, would have established that this was a legitimate operation? I'm asking this in the context of what we have learned from other witnesses. I have not heard any interaction with the SAPS officers who were engaged in the takedown. Is it take or taking?
Takedown.
The takedown. I've not heard anything from them that they ever had any interaction with a person other than officers from the DPCI regarding the legitimacy of the operation. Who could this person have been, and how could they have established that the operation was legitimate? Do you have any idea?
That is a good question, Commissioner, because I would also like to know how do they know that if they never spoke to anybody or took a phone number or a name of someone in charge. So no, the question I understand and I respect it.
So, sorry, Captain, sorry to come back to this point. It looks like it's Chief George who's telling you this on page 9 of the annexures. Chief George says legal subs operation, counterintelligence task team appointed by General Kumalo, Lieutenant General Kumalo in charge. It's Chief George who's saying this.
That is correct, Commissioner.
And he's a police officer, so you're not talking to some security guard or security company that you don't know.
No, the message that come from Chief George, you're correct, Commissioner.
Yes. So at that point, why do you not say to him, there's no need for you to go there. You have confirmed that this is a legitimate police operation. You've identified the commander of the operation. Why is there still a need to go to the Sandhurst property?
Like I state again, for myself to get the name of the commander in charge and forward that information to my commander again, Commissioner.
The objective is different now. You are now going to simply get the name.
Yes.
Why do you not tell the other teams to back off? I've been told that this is a legitimate police operation. I will now go simply to get the details of the person in charge of the scene.
You are correct, Commissioner, yes. Like I was only 7 or 8 minutes at that time, I think, away from the scene, so I still proceeded anyway to turn around and go all the way back to Pretoria. Let me just stand off and I can get the correct information, because Chief George, if he was in the helicopter, I don't know how would he have got any information of somebody on the ground. And yeah, I could give proper feedback to my commander.
My concern is not you still continuing
Okay.
to go there. I understood you to be saying you would still need to go to get the details of the person in charge there. My question is, why do you not tell the other teams to back off once you were made aware that this is a legitimate police operation?
I understand, yes, no. I don't know why I did not. I just said I'm still on my way to confirm. I don't know why. But I can say on my arrival, I did not find anybody standing there that I sent or I asked help from. Yes, Commissioner.
So the only downloads that we have, chat downloads that we have, are those between you and Brigadier Mukwena, and those amongst the group members. We have no download from the other groups, because your last sentence of paragraph 12 says, at approximately 1644, I received feedback from one of these groups, I do not recall which group, that the operation taking place at the address in Sandhurst was legitimate. So we have no downloads from other groups.
Commissioner, I forwarded it on page 8.
Oh.
On page 8, the last picture, it shows green from my forwarded message. It said forwarded. It's a legitimate police operation. I will send you Ops Commander's number. And it continues to page 9. That was sent to me from whoever I asked, that I just can't remember who. So the message I got, I forwarded it onto that group. Yes, Commissioner.
So that was from that group?
Yes,
You forwarded it from a chat from that group?
Yes, Commissioner.
Onto this group?
That is correct.
With General Kleinki Mukwena and
That is correct, Commissioner.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
And just to follow up, in fact, Captain Sinjani, immediately thereafter, we are on page 9, gives you a thumbs up and says, okay, should we stand down? Because that's the normal attitude. Once you become aware that this is a legitimate police operation, people would say, why do we still need to go there? Should we stand down?
Yes.
How come the answer is not, yes, stand down, I will go there simply to verify who the person in charge of the scene is?
At that stage, I did not know how far Captain Sinjani was out from the given address, and myself was not far. So all I can think is it just needs one of our members to stand off there and gather the correct information and to give feedback, Commissioner.
Can we just go back to what happens after the voice note that you receive? And that is on page 8. So you receive the voice, you send the voice note saying that it's a legitimate operation. That is based on the information that you get from one of the operational WhatsApp groups.
That's correct.
Then Captain Sinjani says, I'm 20 kilometers away, but traffic is chock-a-block.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
You then forward a message at the message that you get from a group. Is it the same message that, the same group as the message that you had gotten earlier that you then send the voice note in respect of?
Yes.
Okay. And so the person confirmed with you verbally, or was it in the WhatsApp group when you sent the voice note?
They sent this message to me privately.
Okay.
Then I
So when
forwarded
you continue?
Then I forwarded it to the group.
So when you get the message that says it's a legitimate police operation, do you then first send the voice note? We're on page 8 at 1644. What informs the voice note? Is it the same message that
Yes,
you
because
forward
it's the same
later?
time. 1644 is the same time I sent the written message as well.
Okay. And if we then go to page 9, where we have the message from Chief George, is he also getting that information from the same WhatsApp group, the operational WhatsApp group that you're referring to, or is this a different source? Do you know?
I think that's a different source. I'm not sure.
Okay, because you say in your message, I will send you Ops Commander's number.
Yes.
That is from the person that's informing you.
Yes.
They'll send it. And then Chief George, about 8 minutes later, sends the counterintelligence task team information. First, he sends legal SAPS ops at 1649.
Yes.
And then he sends the 1652 message. You don't know where he got that information from?
No, Commissioner, I don't.
Okay. And you didn't inquire from him where he got that information from, because his information is more specific than what you had received?
Yes, not at the time I didn't know.
Now, Commissioner Kumalo had asked you why you didn't stand down at that point, and you said you needed to verify for yourself. What would have happened if you took the information that you received from your operational WhatsApp group that it was a legitimate operation, and you didn't go there and you find out that it wasn't a legitimate operation?
Yes, correct, because I was entrusted with the information to go to the address, and if I did not give the proper feedback, or it came back that I gave feedback that was incorrect, I would stand to be charged.
Well, did Brigadier Mokoena say anything to you? Because there's nothing from him in the WhatsApp messages, but did he say anything to you privately or contact you to confirm that it was a legitimate operation? Did you chat to him after you received this information?
I can't remember if I spoke to him in between, because if you see the time is spanning almost to when I stood off, and I was still following a GPS on the phone to get to the address, because I didn't know the address. So I don't know if I spoke to him, but to tell him that I was getting information that it is a legit, but the onus was on me, put on me to confirm it was a legit operation.
I think we can accept that when you get information from the private security company, perhaps you do still need to go and confirm it for yourself.
Yes.
But as Commissioner Kumalo says, once you get the information from Chief George, and it is very specific that it's a counterintelligence task team, they give the name of the general that's in charge. They even tell you who the lieutenant colonel is who's in charge. Why does that not indicate to you that perhaps, it's been confirmed, I don't need to go and confirm it for myself?
At that stage, the Chief George's confirmation, I would not know how he got it or how he knows these people. And given the fact that I was not far out, I still continued.
In fact, according to the timeline, based on what you say about your time of arrival, you were only about 8 minutes away at that stage.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. Now, then, can we go to page 9 of BK3, which is also what Commissioner Kumalo had asked you about Captain Sinjani's response. His response is, should we stand down? Now, earlier on, you said you didn't know how far he was, and that is what gave you also an indication that maybe you should still go ahead to confirm. But if you go earlier to the earlier message on page 8, at about 16:44, he does respond and say he's 20 kilometers away, but traffic is chock-a-block. So you did have a bit of an indication as to how far he was at that point. Were you closer to the address than what he was at that stage? Do you know?
I would believe so, Commissioner, because it was 16:44 that he says chock-a-block, and then at 16:54 I said I'm still on my way, and at 16:54 I sent my live location so the other members could see my live location where I was driving. So I think he was 10 minutes before, he was 20 k's away, so more or less he's 10 k's out, more or less I'm 8 k's out, I would think.
If he had said to you that he is 5 minutes away, what would your response have been?
That I would meet him at the scene to give him backup.
So you would have still gone to the scene?
That's correct, Commissioner.
Can you explain that to us? Because, I mean, he's a member of your team.
Because I don't know if on the day in question, was he driving alone, was he having a crew with him? Like it was discussed just now, if what to expect if it was not the real police and he stops alone there, he could be sabotaged, or they could, if it was not real police, they could attack him or something. So just to give him the necessary backup that he would need.
Perhaps if you could put it in context for us, because I think we looking at it retrospectively, if you are at a scene or being told that there's a possibility that there's a bogus operation underway, what is it that you are worried about you will encounter when you get there that makes it so important for you to ensure that it's not just one person that's going out there?
You would look at the fact of the safety of the members. Like I said, you would drive into an ambush maybe. So the factor would be the safety of the members would be priority.
Okay, thank you. Can we then continue on page 9 after you send your location? There's then a message from Warrant Officer Nkosi, who you've saved as Malume.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Okay. Do you know, he says that he is 8 kilometers to the location. Were you closer to the location than he was?
That is correct. That is correct.
And he's sending that message at 6 minutes past 5. What time did you arrive at the scene?
I sent a message on the same page 10. I sent a message, the one written in green, standing off Brigadier. So then I would already stood off.
So what does standing off Brig mean?
Mean arrived at the scene.
Oh, standing off means that you've arrived?
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay. And Captain Sinjani sends a message saying copied. What did you understand that to mean in response to you saying standing off?
He would have noted that I'm standing off. That's why he said copied.
And he would have still been on his way to the scene?
That is correct.
Okay. Can you then tell us what happens when you arrive at the scene?
When I arrive at the scene, at this stage I was on the phone, I think, with the Brigadier, confirming to him on the video, on a phone call that I am arrived and I will approach the said police at the moment. And
sorry, Captain, if I can just interject and if we can go to page 5 of your statement, just to orientate you, paragraph 16, my apologies. At paragraph 16 is when you start dealing with your arrival at the scene. You may proceed.
Okay, I arrived at the scene around 5 o'clock, and at 1700 hours 10, I confirmed my arrival in the chat by sending a message saying standing off brig, meaning that I have arrived. I was informing the brigadier that I have arrived at the scene.
And this is, when you say you were informing the brigadier, that's the message standing off brig.
That's correct.
You didn't call him telephonically and say to him that you've arrived, do you recall?
That is correct.
You did.
No, I would have maybe called him shortly afterwards, but I had to first find out if it is police and that.
Okay, so tell us about what you observed when you arrived and who from your team was there when you arrived.
When I arrived, it was only myself, Commissioner, and Constable De Gouveia that arrived with the Ford Focus that we were driving.
Had you seen any other Hawks members that were not part of the WhatsApp group that may have gotten there on their own?
No, I did not see any of them.
Okay, proceed.
And we were both dressed in civilian attire, Commissioner. I did, however, had a SAPS buff, a blue written SAPS, that I put on to identify myself as a SAPS member, and I had my diary in my hand, and I had my appointment certificate on hand.
Please repeat, what do you say you...
A buff, a mask that I put over my mouth.
And you said that it was branded or it had an emblem. What was it?
SAPS, South African Police Services, with a star and the police.
Okay, we'll continue. So once you got there, what did you observe at the scene?
I observed vehicles standing in the road, and opposite where I stopped, I saw members or people standing in front of a gate of a premises, this same address that was given earlier.
And you said the gate was open.
The gate was open to the premises, that's correct, Commissioner.
Okay, and what did you do then?
I approached the members standing in front of the house. I could see they were wearing holsters and leg rigs and stuff.
And what did that signify to you?
That it could be policemen or security. They were armed, yes, Commissioner.
When you say they were armed, what do you mean?
On their leg rigs and the holsters, there was firearms, Commissioner.
Okay, and so you approached them.
Yes, Commissioner.
When you approached them, what identification, physical identification, would they have seen that you are a SAPS member?
I was carrying my diary that is marked with the DPCI emblem. I had the marked SAPS buff on my face, and I was carrying my appointment certificate in my hand.
The buff that you speak of, did you deliberately put on the buff?
That is correct, yes, I did.
Because it was the only form of clothing identification.
That is correct.
Why did you do that?
So they would not misrepresent me, maybe for somebody, mistake me for somebody else. And
Advocate Nube. Please finish there, sorry.
oh, okay. So they would not mistaken me for anybody else, that I was there to do anything else than I was there to do.
At this point, because it's only you and De Gouveia, are you now not worried about your safety? You approaching these people that you say
I was.
you don't know who they are? You suspected that they may be impersonating police? It's a large group of them. There's just two of you. And you simply approach them without any difficulty.
I agree, Commissioner. Yes, it was a bit. I was a bit concerned at the time, and I walked in front. And myself, I carry my firearm rigs around my body, on the waist belt. But I was walking, like I said, with the SAPS buff and the appointment certificate in my hand, towards these members.
But how would that have helped you if these people were impersonating the police and it was a large group of them?
Yes,
there were many cars there and many people.
I understand, Commissioner, what you're asking. Yeah, it is difficult sometimes to sum up the people, but as I got closer, I could see the body language that this is police members maybe.
And Captain, I'm asking these questions not to make you
Yes.
feel uncomfortable or not to suggest anything untoward, but we need to understand, because one of the allegations made against the Hawks is that they were interfering with a lawful police operation, and they were possibly doing so for the benefit of criminal syndicates. So it's important that we ask these questions and
No,
give
100%,
clarity.
yes. Commissioner, I understand. No, it is a difficult situation to be in at the moment. That split second or two that you must sum up, is this legit, or are they people are going to attack us? It is difficult, but you've got to use your years of experience that you built up and your trust that you have. As I got closer to the group, I did introduce myself, and I could see the body language drop a little bit. There was a bit of a feeling of uncertainty between them and us at the moment. But like I say, we have to use our own discretion at the time given to us. And I used it wisely, I think.
And it could have easily resulted in a shootout.
It could
between
have.
The Hawks and the police.
It could have, but that's why I put the buff on immediately, and I walked with my diary. My diary is always marked, and my appointment certificate in my hand. Yeah, it is a difficult situation at the moment, at the given time. I do agree.
Did you at any stage show your identification card to the subs members? I'm asking this because we have heard evidence that neither side showed their identification cards.
I did to a member that was on the outside there, because he was the first one I interacted. I do not know, I did not take his name or his rank at the moment. He was dressed in civilian clothes. I gave him my appointment certificate, and how I know this, because when he turned it around, he said, "But you're still a warrant officer." But I was promoted 6 days before, so I have not upgraded my appointment certificate to reflect my captain rank at the moment, at the time.
So after that initial stage at which you produced your card, did you ever produce it again and show it to other police officers that you met for the first time?
Yes, I kept it in my hand with my diary, so I could show to the other police officers.
You say so that for you to show it to other, did you actually show it to other police officers?
Yes, Commissioner.
Captain, one assumes that when you approach this scene, now you're walking towards the gate, you have surveyed the place. You don't just walk blind. You
Yes.
take note of the people that are there. We've had evidence that some of the people who were in the operation, involved with the operation, were wearing bulletproof vests, which were marked SAPS. Do you recall seeing that?
I do not recall seeing that from the outside where I was. I do not recall seeing that.
And as you got to the gate and spoke to this official, you didn't notice
No, I did not
anyone
notice
in
at that
branded
stage.
SAPS uniform?
Not that I can remember, Commissioner. No.
Now, you have Chief George having told you it's a Lieutenant General Kumalo operation. Why would you still be uncertain as you approach? From what you've just explained now, why are you still uncertain whether these are legitimate police or is a bogus operation when you've got one of your team members that you have pulled into the operation to be another eye in the operation? Why are you still uncertain?
It's just a feeling from the year's experience, and then Chief George gave the information from the helicopter. I was uncertain at the time, how did Chief George come upon this information that he shared to me? So, because on the ground I didn't meet anybody that I knew or that at that time. So yeah, I still approached it with caution.
Thank
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. As Commissioner Baloy says, at that stage, you already had information that it is a legitimate operation.
Correct?
Okay. And when the chair asked you whether you had shown your certificate to any other member, do you recall if you had shown it to Captain Wanda?
I must have shown it to Captain Wanda, yes.
When you say you must have, do you know if you actually did?
Yeah, I can remember because I had my diary in my hand and my appointment certificate. I would have showed it to him, yes.
Okay, but he didn't ask to see it.
No.
Okay. Can you tell us how it came up?
Before you do that, did you ask him to identify himself, and how did you ask?
I did ask him who he was, yes, Commissioner.
You didn't ask to see his card?
No, I did not.
Why? Because I assume that is the most legitimate way of you establishing. Why did you not ask that? of
His
discretion?
approach to me at that time was calm, and he was not funny towards me. And I could see, yes, he is a policeman. It's difficult to explain it, but I could know he's a policeman.
So it is really on speaking to him at that point that you became satisfied that this is a legitimate police operation?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Is that because he's big and broad-shouldered?
No, Commissioner.
And how did it come about that you interacted with Captain Wanda?
I asked one of the members outside that if I could speak to someone in charge of the operation. I did not enter the premises, and neither did Constable de Gouveia that was with me, Commissioner.
When you say you didn't enter the premises, were the gates open?
The gates were open.
Okay. And Captain Wanda then approached you and you say that his demeanor was calm.
That is correct.
How was your demeanor towards him?
At that stage, I was also calm, Commissioner. I was calm and collective.
Did I not see, I think towards the end of your statement, that you say they were not friendly and we were not friendly? Did I not see somewhere?
Commissioner, I think it was just on approaching the team and what I spoke about earlier, maybe we were thinking these people, who are they, and they thinking, who are we? It's just that bit of misunderstanding from the onset.
Well, yeah, I can confirm that Captain Wanda did say that you were friendly towards him and he was friendly towards you.
That is correct, Commissioner. Okay. Yes.
Let me take you to page 10, paragraph 30. The team executing the takedown were not friendly or collegial towards us, and I admit that we were also not friendly towards them.
Yes, Commissioner, I see that. I think it's just taken out of context a little bit, but yeah, again, I will say that on approaching, you get that feeling of who are these people, and they thinking, who are these people? And we arriving at their operation, but we are still unsure, is this real police, is they not police? So you don't let your guard down. So the type of demeanor they give is the type of demeanor you defend yourself with again at the time. It didn't last long until I showed my appointment certificate, so everything was from there, I think, calm and collective. Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. I think I jumped the gun a bit when I asked you about Captain Wanda. If we can go to page 5, paragraph 17 of your statement. You speak about a call that you made to Brigadier, or a call that you were on with Brigadier Mokoena when you arrived at the scene. Can you tell us about that call?
Yes, as we arrived on scene, I was on my cell phone with Brigadier Mokoena, and I reported to him that we have arrived. As I approached the gate, a SAPS official was part of the operation. Yes, this I can remember. That was also part of the demeanor that took me on. There was a member not knowing his rank, name, or from the unit he was, in a strong way, confronted me to ask me, why are you taking photos? And who gave me the right? But it was just allegations. So, because when I said to him, no, I don't know who maybe you're speaking to, but I showed him my phone's gallery that there was no photos taken or videos taken on my phone at that moment. So I think that also may be built up to say that we were now speaking on page 10 to say that they were not friendly towards me and vice versa. Yes, Commissioner.
Captain, this which you're describing, it is before you get to speak to Captain
That is correct.
Wanda.
Yes, Commissioner.
So at this point, you now know it's a steps of operation. It must be, otherwise you would not have shown him the gallery on your phone.
Yes,
You have
Commissioner.
cooperated.
Yes, I could see, like I spoke earlier, to say the body language through experience. I could understand. Yes, this is policeman. Yeah,
This person who's asking you about your phone.
that is correct. Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you.
So why was there a need to then speak to Captain Wanda?
So I can obtain his contact details and I can give feedback to my commander.
You were asking to speak to the commander.
That is correct. Yes, Commissioner.
Now, you refer to your diary on page 6, still at paragraph 17. And if you can go to BK4, which is page 20, just to confirm that that is the extract of your diary for that day.
That is correct. Yes, Commissioner.
Okay. Can you just read for us what we see at the point where you say standoff and explain to us what it is that you're recording?
Okay, I recorded the time I was standing off at the given address at 1700 hours at Sandhurst. I wrote down Captain Wanda, National Task Team, J50 murder, and the phone number of Captain Wanda. And at 1600 I was called by Brigadier Mokoena to go to the said given address, DPCI to confirm on scene, and some few registration numbers.
Okay, well, those registration numbers, there are now 5 or 6 it seems, and we know of only 2 that you had when you went or when you were on your way to the scene. Where did you get these others?
These others are obtained from the scene that I stood off. Yes, Commissioner.
Okay, so you took them down at the scene.
That is correct.
And then you also have finish and leave to NW. What is that?
Northwest.
Okay. Then if we
That,
can...
sorry, that finish and leave to Northwest, it doesn't have a time to it, but it's next to 1900 hours. Is that when you leave?
No, Your Worship. I booked on again on the second page of the diary at
See
17:30.
that?
I book on duty in my the diary again at 17:30. So I'm going to depart now from this operation of Sandhurst to go to.
To the Northwest.
That's correct. Yes.
Thank you.
So who took the photos that we see on page 21 and continuing?
That is myself. Yes, Commissioner.
But if you left at 17:30, how are you taking photos at 17:56?
No, I booked myself on duty again while I was finishing up. That is what I said.
Do you see, are you at page 21?
Page 31.
21.
21. 1756.
Do you see that the photo has a date and time stamp in it?
I do,
And it
Commissioner.
says 1756.
I do, Commissioner.
That's about 56 minutes after you arrived at the scene.
That is correct.
So it means you were still there at that time.
No, I think if I left, I could still send the photo onto the group. It would show the time I sent the
Or
photo.
is the time for when you were sending the photo?
That is correct, Commissioner. Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner Kumalo. Can we...
Sorry, just
No?
leave that. Please go to page 11, same annexures. Are you there?
I'm there, yes, Commissioner.
Who is sending that message withdrawing all in order?
That is myself, Commissioner.
But you see that is 17:55.
17:55, I see, yes.
So you could not have left at 17:30.
Yes, Commissioner. I just booked on duty at that time because I was on duty. Actually from 4 o'clock I was still on duty, but I just made an entry.
But what were the Hawks doing in Sandhurst for close to an hour, if not more? I don't understand. If you are just there to verify that this is a legitimate police operation, why are you spending an hour there? What are you doing?
Oh no, I met my other members that arrived after me, that they were 8 minutes out or 20 k's out. They came in and I said to them, I explained to them everything is fine. We can leave from here to go to the next operation, that we must all drive safely. So just like a debrief briefing that I gave.
It doesn't account for the other 40 minutes. If there were only 8 minutes behind you, it means they are there at 20 past, more or less.
More or less 20 past, half past, yes.
So what were you doing for the other 40 minutes?
It's probably the time I was testing the registration numbers and giving feedback to Brigadier Mokoena.
And I'm asking you these questions because Captain Wanda says the Hawks officials that were there were asking for the J50, were asking to know what the operation is about, who are they arresting, and for what purpose?
That wouldn't be from our side that I can remember, Commissioner, because I did not ask Captain Wanda to see the J50, and he did not also show it to me. I don't know if, there was other Hawks members that stopped after us. I do not know from which branch are they or from which office they were sent. But from my side, from my members, we just done a debriefing and a briefing to carry on duty to go to the next operation.
And when you say other Hawks members, how did you know that they were Hawk members?
They had Hawks T-shirts on, with the emblem of DPCI on the shirts.
And they weren't with you?
They were not with me.
And do you know who sent them to the scene?
No, I do not know. I do not know, Commissioner.
One is going to have to ask you to speculate even. You didn't summon these people that you say are from the DPCI and you think they are from Johannesburg. That is what your statement said.
I said that in my statement, yes, Commissioner. I suspected they were from the Johannesburg branch maybe, but from which section I do not know.
But they were not summoned by you.
They were not summoned by me, no, Commissioner.
Who else could have summoned DPCI members on your operation? You've been given instructions by Brigadier Mokoena to go to this scene, right? That's who you are reporting. That's who you are reporting to, and
yes,
ultimately you provide the final report to. Who could have summoned additional people?
Like I said, I do not know from which section they are. If their section commander also requested them, maybe their section commander could have been also by the Excellence Awards. I'm not sure. I didn't also ask.
Well, let me put it this way. It seems to me that Brigadier Mokoena, as the owner of the operation, the one that gave you instructions, owner in that way.
From the Tom side, yes.
Yes, would have been the one that mobilizes others to join you.
No.
If it's not you, because it's the two of you who are involved with this operation. So it's either you called out for other people. We know that you asked Chief George for assistance, and he said to you, I don't have people on land, right? And that's how he comes out in the helicopter. So we know you've made a request. We know you've sent out WhatsApp messages to your people. Now, if it's not you, and it's not, if it's not you, and it's not Brigadier Mokoena, where would anyone have known about this operation to summon DPCI Johannesburg?
I'm not sure. I cannot answer because I'm not sure, Commissioner.
But ordinarily, it would have been you or Brigadier Mokoena, right?
Yes.
Ordinarily, it's one of you.
Brigadier Mokoena was just summoned our team, not any other teams.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. Would Brigadier Mokoena have deployed Hawks members with T-shirt, with emblems with the Hawks emblem T-shirts?
We do wear sometimes It depends what you wear for the day. So if we were on duty from the morning and we had to do operation at night, we don't really book off. We will go follow up the information or do the project we're busy with. 2 or 3 members might arrive with emblems written DPCI or others just in the normal civilian clothes, but I did not recognize the members from our office.
So when you say you don't recognize from your office, you mean they weren't Tom's members?
They're correct, they were not from Tom's.
And would Brigadier Mokoena only have deployed Tom's members?
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Just an issue around the numbers of you and your colleagues. Brigadier Mokoena said that he sent you and Constable Digavea, and he said if he sends out 2 officers and the officers of their own accord add to the numbers, that is an offense for which those officers may be disciplined. Do you know of any such thing?
Yes, I do know, Commissioner, but I can remember, if I can think back, and I can remember Brigadier said he's going to summon other members that's closer as well with me to respond, obviously for the urgency of thereof.
I'm not sure I follow that. If you or Constable Digavea were to invite other officers to assist the 2 of you with this operation that involved nothing other than going there to verify whether this was a legitimate operation, would you be committing an offense? That is, by adding to your number, would that be an offense? That is what Brigadier Mokoena said.
I do not.
Basically that you cannot add of your own accord.
If Brigadier Mokoena said so, then I would agree with him, Commissioner. But the fact that it is of urgency, as we spoke for earlier, and we do not know if it was legit or not policeman, we are able to call our members for backup.
You say you would agree if he says so.
Yes, Commissioner.
What would you say if he had not said so? Is it an offense if you have been instructed?
I do not think it's an offense.
To do what you were instructed to do, and only 2 of you have been so instructed. Would it be an offense for you to add to the 2 of you? Assuming that Brigadier Mokoena had not said so, because you say, if he says so, yes, it is an offense. Let's remove him. I'm asking you about your own knowledge. Would that be an offense?
I do not think it is an offense, according to me, Commissioner, because it goes down to the safety of the team, of our members. So I do not, in that situation, would say it is an offense to ask for backup, for extra backup, regarding the urgency of the matter and the uncertainty thereof.
Have you or even Constable Digavea been charged with any offense for the fact that you added others onto the operation?
No, I have not, and neither has Constable Digavea, Commissioner. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I
Captain,
just ask one question? Sorry, Commissioner Baloy. In paragraph 21 of your statement, and I apologize if you're still going there, Advocate Ngube. This is not about you, this is about Brigadier Mokoena. You say you were in Pretoria North when he called you, and the other Tom's team members that you called were in Mkhale City or that part of the world. And I see from paragraph 21 that there are actually DPCI members in Johannesburg. If the situation was so urgent, do you know why he did not just call the people in Johannesburg? Why did he have to ask somebody who is in North Pretoria to attend to a scene in Sandhurst?
As I said, Brigadier Mokoena is our section head, and we are the Tactical Operations Management Section. That stands for TOMS, Tactical Operations Management Section of the DPCI. So it would be our job to go.
Just verify if the people there are the Hawks.
Yes, because we are the operational team of the Hawks, so everybody relies on us to do the operations, yes.
And you're saying the Johannesburg DPCI people could not perform the same exercise? Just to
I'm
verify
not sure
that.
they could have, but I don't know under which section they were working. Like I said, I do not know them, if they are capable or if they're on that level. Yes, sir.
You do say in your statement that these Johannesburg DPCI people were from organized crime.
I said possibly. I was not sure. I cannot say for certain. Yes, Commissioner.
Yes. I had earlier understood, and please correct me if I misunderstood you, that these people could not have been summoned by Brigadier Mokoena because they do not fall within your team.
Yes.
I understand you correctly.
That is correct. Yes, Commissioner.
So the instruction or whoever summoned these people must have been someone other than, if you're correct, other than Brigadier Mokoena.
Correct, Commissioner.
Possibly, is it possible that it may be General Mboto to whom Brigadier Mokoena reports and who's the one that triggered your operation?
I do not know under which, like I say, it's difficult to say from which section they are. Are they on a provincial level, from a national level? So I could not say, yes, it came from General Mboto. No, I can't say that. If they're working from a Joburg office or they're working from an East Rand office, maybe even.
What difference does it make? And I'm asking you a question to understand your structure and how it works.
Yes.
Remember, I'm not part of it. So if you, General Mboto, who can he instruct? And what does it matter that it's a province, it's East Rand, it's Johannesburg, it's national, in terms of that line of instructions?
Brigadier Mokoena being with them at the National Excellence Awards would have got the instruction from the General and would have instructed us immediately under. I do not think he would have sent anybody else because organized crime would fall under another section head.
But obviously somebody organized them.
I'm not, must have been, or they saw it on a group, or someone else summoned them. I'm not sure. I can't say.
No, you say in your statement, one of these members told me that they were also sent to verify if the operation was legitimate. So they didn't just happen by themselves. Someone sent them there.
Yes.
You're saying you don't know who.
Unfortunately, yes. I did not take any contact details from them or so forth. No,
yes,
I cannot.
But they were sent by somebody,
yes,
according to your statement.
That's correct.
What they reported to you.
Yes, Commissioner.
The who is the one that we don't know
yes,
who sent them. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Captain, if I could just ask when either the commissioners or myself are asking you a question, if you could wait till the end of the question to answer, because if you interject like that, it affects the transcript. So then the transcript doesn't pick up the difference in the speakers. So just wait until the question has been asked and then you can answer.
I apologize. I will do so. Thank you.
No need to apologize. Thanks. Now, can we go back to your statement? We were at paragraph 18, page 6, where you are now interacting with Captain Wanda after you asked the individual that you first approached to call the commander in charge. What happens between you and Captain Wanda?
I asked Captain Wanda who he is, and he identifies himself, and I identify myself to Captain Wanda. And I said I was sent here to confirm that it was a legitimate police operation and they are genuine policemen, which was confirmed. As I said,
Who the subject of the warrant of arrest is?
no, I did not.
Did you know at whose house you were?
I did not know.
Okay, and then at paragraph 19, you say that you did not act with anyone else besides Captain Wanda and the official who directed you to Captain Wanda.
That is correct.
Does that mean that you did not speak to the investigating officer that was in charge of the operation? Only those two? You only spoke to those two individuals?
That is correct, what I can remember, yes, Commissioner.
Do you know if anybody else from your team, from the Hawks, had interacted with the takedown operation members?
Not that I can remember, Commissioner, no.
So not Constable de Gavea, not Warrant Officer Nkosi, or anyone that was in your WhatsApp group?
No, not that I can recall, Commissioner. Like I said, we stood off first, and then I was busy with the phone. Then the other members arrived, but I cannot remember an interaction between, that per se, to say, yeah, I did see them interacting with anybody else.
Okay, and then at paragraph 20, you speak about what happened after your interaction with Captain Wanda. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. There I mentioned that the other members arrived from Tom's team. At this point, Captain Wanda had already confirmed the operation was legit. As such, I informed the Tom's members that everything was sorted out, that everything was in order.
And did you ever see the helicopter that Chief George had deployed?
No, I did not. No, Commissioner.
Captain Wanda says that while they were interacting with you, the helicopter was hovering over the scene.
I cannot remember that, Commissioner, no.
Is it possible that he's correct and you can't remember, or are you saying that he can't be correct?
It can be possible.
Okay, you just don't recall.
I don't recall, yes, Commissioner.
And then you, at paragraph 21, you speak about you as you were preparing to leave. You saw the, which is what you had dealt with earlier, the other DPCI members.
That is correct, yes.
Now, on page 7 at paragraph 22, you then report back to Brigadier Mokoena. Can you tell us what are you reporting back on, and at what stage did you report back to him?
Once I was away from Captain Wanda and that I reported, I phoned Brigadier Mokoena. I said to him, look here, it is a legitimate operation, Brigadier, and there is a real policeman on scene. They're busy executing a J50, which is a warrant of arrest, and everybody is safe. From our team side, I would have reported that. And then I started to take registration number photos and so on for the scene, which I can later test and give back the information to my brigadier.
Can we just go to page 11 of BK3, which is the WhatsApp chats, at 1746, you get a message from Brigadier Mokoena in the group. And he says, Captain Berry, thanks a lot. You can withdraw, bro. There's no earlier message that he's responding to. Do you know why he posted that message in the group when you had already had the call with him that the operation is legitimate and you were withdrawing?
That would have been just to notify all members that he's happy with the feedback, and then possibly he was also busy with the generals by the place that he was, that he had a bit of the minutes gap in between that because he was at the Excellence Awards. Yes.
Okay.
This message, as Ms. Ngumbe says, that there is nothing that precedes it that explains this message from Brigadier Mokoena. Is it possible that in your recollection, that he would have sent this after you reported to him on the telephone,
Yes,
as you're describing?
yes, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Okay, and then at paragraph 22, you then speak about photographs that you took at the scene. Why did you take the photographs?
I took photographs, Your Commissioner, because there was, like I said, many vehicles there. So I could, after the fact, on the MCD, the motor circulation application, just check where the vehicles belong to.
Why was that necessary for purposes of reporting when you had now confirmed the legitimacy of the operation?
Also, just for my notes to see where are these policemen actually from, and just to confirmation to say.
Why would that be necessary for your reporting?
Because I took only Captain Wanda's name and his phone number. I did not know who all was from his team or other teams involved there.
If you had asked Captain Wanda to identify all the vehicles that belonged to the team that was executing the operation, would there have still been a need for you to take photographs of the vehicles?
No, I do not think so. You're correct.
So you didn't think to ask him to do that?
Yes, Commissioner.
Sir, I don't understand, Captain. You now are satisfied this is a legitimate police operation because you've had this exchange with Captain Wanda. You've had your own team member who has confirmed this is a Lieutenant General Kumalo operation. And you've told us that when you arrived, there's this one member who confronted you and you were satisfied that he's a SAPS member. That's why you shared your phone with him. There are lots of vehicles around. You say there are people in civilian clothes and you have your Hawks member. I don't understand why you're taking photographs of vehicles. You're now satisfied. You've reported to your superior that we are withdrawing. Why are you taking photographs of vehicles and later checking them?
The only reason I could say, Commissioner, is that because if you see later on the WhatsApp, that same group, I posted all the vehicles details. So it's just for our record keeping. It's just for record keeping, I could say.
Of a SAPS operation. It's a SAPS operation that is going on there. You were sent to go and verify this is a legitimate operation. You verify that.
Yes, Commissioner.
You take photographs of vehicles and you even look them up and you share on your WhatsApp group who these vehicles are. It's not just a matter of you putting it in your report to your superior. You share. I'm not sure I understand your explanation for that step.
All I say again, Commissioner, is because like Brigadier Mokoena was not on scene, he was on the group, so I just shared it for record keeping purposes. So that even if he could take record and to see, okay, these vehicles are real police vehicles or no, it belongs to other people. So it was just mainly for record keeping purposes, Commissioner.
Captain Kruger, were you asked by Brigadier Mokoena to take these photographs?
I cannot recall that completely, but I'll take the blame for that.
No.
You said a few minutes before, you said that you did this for purposes of your report. Other than your diary entry, did you prepare a report?
On my diary entry, Commissioner, I did write some registration numbers down here because, and I must have taken it from my phone to complete the report.
So what we see at page 20 of BK3, must we take that to be the report you are referring to?
That is correct, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. I was still here.
Ms. Ngube asks you, were you asked to take photographs of vehicles and you say you cannot recall. It is possible, therefore,
There is.
that Brigadier Mkwena asked you to take photographs of vehicles that are there.
It's possible, yes, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. Captain, then if we can go to paragraph 23 on page 7 of your report. I don't think it's necessary for you to deal with that in any detail. It's just a recordal of the motor vehicle confirmations that you then process from the photographs that you took, correct?
Correct, Commissioner.
Of the vehicles.
Yes.
And that appears from page 12 of BK3.
That is correct, Commissioner.
And then one of the vehicles that you had identified actually was a SAPS vehicle, is that correct?
That is correct, yes, Commissioner.
And it was registered in, it was a Durban registration.
Correct, Commissioner.
Okay.
This is the vehicle, this is one of the two vehicles that Brigadier Mkwena sent to you. There's a, in the WhatsApp exchanges that there is a black X5 there,
Correct, Commissioner.
and you took a photograph of it,
Yes, Commissioner.
and you shared this with him or with the group.
Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you. And the Audi, you say in the statement that you can't confirm whether that Audi was on the scene or not.
No, you can't, Commissioner.
And you don't know why he gave you those two vehicles in advance as you were approaching the scene, why he sent this to you.
All that I can think of is that the two vehicles, the time he got the call was those two vehicles were on scene.
Yes,
Yes, Commissioner.
thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. And then at paragraph 24, you deal with the message that you received from Brigadier Mokoena, thanking everyone, which we have dealt with already. On page 8, at paragraph 25, you then share the photographs, which we have also dealt with, and you set out the identity of the owners of the vehicles and the registration.
That is correct, yes, Commissioner.
Okay. And similarly at paragraph 20 until 25.5. At paragraph 26, you refer to a message that is sent at 1807 by Warrant Officer Nkosi. Can you tell us about that message?
Yes, Commissioner, I see that.
At paragraph 26.
Yes, I just want to get to that message. Okay.
The message is on
Page 14.
Yes, page 14
Okay,
of
yes.
BK3.
Warrant Officer Nkosi then sent a message on the WhatsApp group saying, this is the person that called the general. And Brigadier Mokoena asked which one. All I can think at this stage, Commissioner, is that Warrant Officer Nkosi must have also relayed to me because I made a circle around the picture I took, confirming it is that person.
That's on page 15.
Correct.
And Warrant Officer Nkosi is saying that it's a Mr. Mtetwa.
That is correct, Commissioner.
And the circled, the picture with the circle of the person, who sent that?
That was me circling the gentleman.
Did you at any stage get to know how Warrant Officer Nkosi knew that this was the person that called the general?
I cannot recall, Commissioner. I think Warrant Officer Nkosi must have spoken to him. That's all how I can reflect back to see. And then I still circled the picture. So he must have let me know, and then speaking on the group to the brigadier saying this is the person that called the general, and me circling it, and of course he must have given me that information, whereas I just can't recall it so well.
Captain, where are you as you are sending these WhatsApps? It is now 18:09.
No, then we already left the scene.
Who was driving the vehicle when you were leaving the scene?
Constable de Gouveia.
So you were passenger
That's correct, yes.
sending these WhatsApps?
Yes.
Did Warren Kosi tell you, and I think that's what the chair was asking, maybe I missed your answer. Did Warren Kosi tell you how he knows that this is, how he came to know that this is the person that spoke to the general and what his name is?
Commissioner, as I stated, that all I can think he must have he must have told me because I circled the picture.
No, I understand that he must have told you. What I'm asking is a different question. Did he tell you how he knew this is the person that called the general, where he got that information from?
No, he must have maybe, but I can't recall it. He must have spoken to the gentleman to be able to, that's all I can think. He spoke to this gentleman to be able to make such a statement.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, to you, this was hearsay. But did you understand this to be reference to General Libya? Because according to General Mboto, so far as you are concerned, it's Brigadier Mokoena.
Yes.
But were you not told that it was General Mboto who said to Brigadier Mokoena that General Libya had said he had been called by somebody? You are not aware of that long chain?
Yeah, no, I'm not aware of that long conversation or the letter which goes up and down. No, I'm not sure.
So what I wanted to get to is which general
Yes.
reference is to in this sentence. Is it General Libya or General Mboto?
I'm not sure. I can't confirm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Chair. Now, the gentleman that you circled in the picture, had you encountered him at the scene?
I did see him at the scene, yes, because I took the picture of him.
And did you interact with him?
No, I did not.
Captain Wanda gave evidence that this gentleman gave his phone to Captain Wanda, and on the other line was Brigadier Mokoena, who had spoken to Captain Wanda. Are you aware of that conversation between Captain Wanda and Brigadier Mokoena?
I'm not sure that this is the man that spoke to my Brigadier Mokoena. Usually, because at that stage I did not have a state cell phone, so I was using my private phone. I usually on such a scene would say, speak to my commander, if I was on the phone, to speak on my phone. I cannot recall that that gentleman spoke to Captain Wanda, no, or before I arrived, but from when I was on the scene, I cannot recall that, no.
Regarding the same telephone conversation, Brigadier Mokoena says that he spoke to Captain Wanda on your phone because you had given the phone to Captain Wanda with Brigadier Mokoena on the other line. Do you recall if you had done so?
I can't recall 100%, Commissioner, but it is possible, yes.
If that did happen, though, it would be in your statement. Can you explain why it's not in your statement? And just for your benefit, let me read what Brigadier Mokoena said at paragraph 5 of his statement. Captain Wanda and Captain Kruger gave his cell phone. Sorry, let me start from the beginning. To the best of my recollection, Captain Kruger told me that he was with the head or leader of the takedown operation, Captain Wanda, and Captain Kruger gave his cell phone to Captain Wanda for me to speak to him. Now, that is not in your statement. And what I'm putting to you is, if that did happen, it would have been in your statement because it's an important fact to record.
I agree, Commissioner, it is a relatively important fact. But like I said, I do not recall 100%, but it is possible. The time I made the statement from last year, December, it's a possibility.
Well, you have, when did you download the chats between yourself and Brigadier Mokoena for purposes of this commissions, for your evidence here today? Was it the same time as the WhatsApp group chats?
No, I think it was last month, Commissioner, yes.
Also last month.
Yeah.
The calls from Brigadier Mokoena to you throughout this incident, was it on WhatsApp or was it from a normal cell phone line?
I think Brigadier Mokoena would call me a direct phone call, but because of my private phone, I would, if I've got airtime, phone back on a normal call. If not, I would phone him on a WhatsApp call.
So if it was a WhatsApp call, you would still have that as part of your records?
I'm sure there would be, but I've looked and I don't see so far back records.
Okay, when you say you don't see so far back, are you talking about WhatsApp?
Yes, WhatsApp and normal calls.
But you do have the record of the actual conversations on that day?
Yes.
So how can the calls not reflect on that WhatsApp conversation?
No, you're correct, yeah. It could show on the chat.
And so if you did call him and he put your phone on video and it's not appearing on the WhatsApp, it would have been on a normal cell phone line?
Yes, Commissioner, yes.
Captain, I want to suggest that you're mistaken. You're possibly mistaken. In fact, more than possibly, you're mistaken when you say that that Brigadier Mokoena spoke on your phone while you were with Captain Wanda, and it's because of what you say in your statement at paragraph 22. And you've testified to this. You say, after verifying the legitimacy of the operation, I reported back to Brigadier Mokoena. Now, if that telephone call had happened while you were busy with Captain Wanda and you had Mokoena on the phone, on your speakerphone, and he got to speak to Captain Wanda, you would not have had to report back to him because he would have heard, as you were speaking to Captain Wanda, that the operation is legitimate.
You are correct, Commissioner.
That's
yes.
correct, right?
Yes, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi. Captain Kruger, I just want to confirm with you that what you're saying is that you don't recall if you gave your phone to Captain Wanda in order for Brigadier Mokoena to speak to him. Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that it is possible that it did happen? What is it that you're saying?
It could have happened, yes, Commissioner, it could have happened. But I don't see I never wrote it down, yes, and I do not see it in my call record.
And we know that you're somebody who's meticulous with record keeping.
Yes,
So if it happened, you would have had it somewhere there.
I agree, yes.
Thank you. So if we can then go to paragraph page 9 of your, my apologies, Chair, I see that it is after 4, but we're nearly done with this witness.
Let's continue to that.
Thank you, Chair. At paragraph 20, I think we're still at the conversation on page 8 that starts on page 8 at the bottom of page 8, where the chair had asked you if you knew which general was being referred to, and you said you didn't know. There's a response from Brigadier Mokoena asking which one. So he's referring to which one of the people in the photograph is being referred to there.
That's correct.
And you then circle it.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. And that person has been identified as Mr. Mtetwa.
Correct, Your Worship.
And he's one of the people whose vehicles was on the site as well.
Correct, Commissioner, yes.
And then at page 9, paragraph 27, you say that you then closed the WhatsApp group.
That is correct, Commissioner.
Why did you do that?
Because from the 6th to the 13th, according to me, the operation was done, the feedback was given, and of having so many groups, then we close the group when it's no longer needed.
Before you closed the group, you said you had asked anyone if they had an objection to it.
Correct.
Did Brigadier Mokoena respond to that message?
Correct, he did, yes.
What did he say?
He said there that it's fine with him that I can close the group.
And
Before you continue, Ms. Ncube, Captain, in this paragraph, you have just referred to Brigadier Mokoena participating in the group chats. Earlier in your evidence, you referred to his participation in other contexts in the group chats. You confirm that?
Yes, Commissioner.
Brigadier Mokoena said to us in his testimony that he never participated in those group chats. And he said that whatever seems to appear under his name must have been superimposed onto the chats by you. Is that correct? Is he correct in saying so?
No, I do not agree, Commissioner. I think maybe just because of being so many group chats and people can get confused from last year till now, maybe he's incorrect.
But he says this being shown the chats themselves, it's not as if he's being asked to respond off the top of his head. He was actually shown the chats.
I understand, Commissioner. Yes, I agree.
But why do you give the response that you are given? Are you trying to protect your boss?
No. I can see there because messages sent from him on the group and then also referring to him on the group that we referred to, like saying which one and can I close the group? So yes, but I don't know how busy his schedule was for that day that maybe...
So the short and direct response by you is that all the chats that appear to have been sent by him were indeed sent by him.
Correct, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Captain, on page 9 at paragraph 28, you raise a similar concern that the commissioners have raised about a report on this matter. You refer to it as an inquiry. Can you tell us why you felt the need to mention that in paragraph 28?
Perhaps before that, let's ask him to read the whole of paragraph 28 into the record. Please,
Yes.
Captain.
Can you read paragraph 28 into the record?
I must note that no inquiry number was created for this incident for reporting purposes. The usual practice and procedure is that an inquiry number is created for every incident that the team has to attend to in order to ensure that information regarding that incident is captured in one place and available.
Can you, Ms. Ncube will come in with her question, but let me ask this. Do you know why no inquiry number was created in respect of this incident?
I think maybe because of the urgency of the matter.
There was urgency when you were still going there,
Yes,
but post it all, there was no longer urgency. You were done, everything was done and dusted. So why was an inquiry number not created?
I understand, Commissioner, yes. All that I can think is, like I said, it was urgent at the time, and then because it came from the DIVCOM or the national head, it was of urgency from them, from their side, that we go and make sure.
I don't understand the repeated reference to what happened before, which made this urgent. I'm asking about afterwards, because my understanding is that you create the inquiry number afterwards. Is that so or not?
Actually, when we receive information, the inquiry number is asked and allocated.
Is that always under situations where you create it afterwards? If maybe because
Yes, you
of
could.
urgency, if maybe because of urgency you could not do it beforehand.
Yes, you could, Commissioner, yeah.
So my question stands then, why was it not done here?
Maybe the fault is from my side because we went to work that night in another province with another inquiry that I never got around to asking for a new inquiry number.
Who would have been responsible for creating the inquiry number?
It would have been maybe me if the brigadier asked me directly to go to the operation, or from the brigadier's side to have an inquiry number.
Why do you say maybe me? Who would it have been in those circumstances where the brigadier gives you an instruction?
I could have asked the brigadier to maybe give an inquiry number to me if I'm being deployed for an operation.
Captain, I understand your reluctance to answer the question, but please can you
Yes.
answer it? Who would have been responsible for creating the inquiry number in those circumstances where you get an instruction from your brigadier?
It could have been the brigadier himself or me. I should have maybe asked for an inquiry number.
Captain, there are protocols, I'm sure,
Yes,
about
Commissioner.
matters such as this, who requests or who creates an inquiry number. It's not a question that is left for whatever people feel at any one time, whether they should ask or not. There are protocols. What is the DPCI protocol? You have told us the usual practice. You say the usual practice is that an inquiry number is created for every incident. That's what you say.
Yes.
What is the usual practice? Who creates the inquiry number according to your procedures?
If the brigadier called me, I should have asked him, Brigadier, can I open an inquiry for this? He would say, go ahead, and then I would ask on the group to please give me the next inquiry number.
So you would have asked the brigadier to give you the inquiry number.
Or I would have asked him if he can let me ask for inquiry.
Sorry, I don't understand the answer.
I would have asked the brigadier's permission that I may ask for inquiry number
Who do you ask for an inquiry number from?
from the brigadier or from a lieutenant colonel or a colonel on our team.
You are sent on an operation by Brigadier Mokoena.
Yes.
Am I wrong to expect that that's who you would ask for a number, for an inquiry number, because he sent you on an operation?
Yes, no, you're correct.
Okay. Now, you've also told us that you submitted a report, which is your diary. You submitted photographs of motor vehicles and details of motor vehicles. Under what inquiry number? How does the DPCI trace this report and the attached documents, the photographs and details of other vehicles, if there's no inquiry number?
Yes, it should have been captured inside an inquiry file, yes.
So there's no way of finding these records because there is no number.
No.
Thank you.
What is especially concerning for me, Captain, is that you are sent to this address in Sandhurst because allegedly there are people who are impersonating the Hawks. While you are there, other people arrive dressed as the Hawks. You don't get their identity details. You don't know who they are. You don't know where they come from. You say you believe that they were from Johannesburg DPCI, possibly organized crime, which means you don't even know where they came from, and you don't even know if they impersonated the Hawks because you don't know who they are.
Correct, Commissioner, yeah, you're correct. Yes.
And yet, the purpose for which you were sent to the address was to verify whether there were people there who were impersonating the Hawks. That troubles me.
I understand, Commissioner. No, they only arrived afterwards. they
No, but
arrived.
you spoke to them because you said you are the one who told them that the situation is under control. and
Yes,
they
I
believe.
can't remember, but I didn't write down yeah, it was my mistake not to
Now-
get a number or name.
This commission is not even in a position to trace them and invite them to come and give evidence to this commission because you are not assisting us in terms of who they are.
I understand, Commissioner.
Who is the custodian of inquiry numbers within the DPCI?
At our office, there's registers there in the admin office, Commissioner.
Please repeat that.
At our office, there is office personnel who deals with that.
Don't DPCI members on the field get numbers for purposes of lodging the inquiry? Don't they get numbers from that office then?
That is correct, yes, Commissioner.
So it's a matter of the members concerned directly contacting that office.
Correct, Commissioner.
Thank you.
And lastly from me, when you were speaking to the chair earlier or responding to the chairperson earlier about this very issue, why there is no inquiry number, and you said maybe because it was an emergency or an urgent request to attend to a scene, you are not saying that urgent requests or emergency requests to attend to the scene don't have numbers in the DPCI, don't have inquiry number. You're not suggesting that.
No, Commissioner.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. Captain, if we can then deal with the conclusion at page 9, paragraph 29. I think you should probably read this into the record together with paragraph 30.
Yes, want me to read it?
Yes.
I must state that I have heard that the team conducting the operations have stated that they considered our actions to be acts of interference of the operation. I was simply carrying out an instruction from my commander in the best way I know how, given the urgency that he expressed during the initial call and the fact that he persistently contacted me while I was en route to the address. The team executing the takedown were not friendly or collegial towards us, and I admit that we were also not friendly towards them. However, once Captain Wanda confirmed that the operation was legitimate, our team immediately withdrew from the scene.
Do you want to add anything to that?
I think I covered it earlier to say on arrival, you can just get that feeling of, and then I was asked by a member, why am I taking the videos or photos when I wasn't at that time? And then once I spoke to Captain Wanda, yes, we were both calm and collective and decent to each other.
Have you since interacted with Captain Wanda?
Not before today, no.
You interacted with him today.
Yes.
And how was the interaction?
No, very, very nice, very friendly and collective.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Captain.
Thank you, Commissioner.
That
That's
should
it for the
conclude
witness.
today's proceedings, and are we resuming at 9:30 tomorrow?
Correct, Chair.
Let's adjourn until 9:30 tomorrow.
Thank you.